Hello everyone, and welcome back to another special episode of Speedrun Insider. This is the All Stars episodes that we've been doing. My name is CJ. It's all good. Thank you so much for joining me this week, as you do every week. I just wanted to start out by saying that all of the people that have been on the show have been voted on by you, the viewer, in the special Speedrun Insider poll. So I don't know if we're going to keep doing these after the amount runs out. Maybe it'll be a charity incentive that we do to do more All-Stars episodes. But I figured it was the best way to get people back on the show that hadn't been on the show in a while. And by popular demand, here's my guest for today. The mind behind the madness of Yorkland, the undisputed Weiner King, and he's buying a house, and he got married, and a few other things we'll get into. It's Pearstrike. How you doing, Paul?
Hey, everybody. Wow, there's quite some accolades that I've acclaimed over the years.
I think so. You know, last time you hit me right over the head with the digiharp.
Oh, yeah. Right? I mean, that is... I got something else. What? Just wait for
okay. Oh, boy.
It's a cowbell, baby.
You got the cowbell?
Not only is this a cowbell, but this is the cowbell that my parents used when I was in marching band, and all the marching band parents had cowbells that they would ring when we came out to the field. So that's pretty embarrassing.
Are you ringing a cowbell?
Yeah, can you not hear this?
No.
You can't hear this cowbell?
No. I think it's a threshold thing in Discord.
Maybe you're like a dog, or you can't hear certain frequencies.
I think the Discord thing is more likely, but yeah.
You sure you don't have dog ears?
I'm sure. I haven't checked actually. I could be quarter furry, you know.
Well, it's picking up in my Audacity. I'm seeing it peaking. So
you lovely folks at home will be treated to the sounds of cowbell.
Yeah, it's just a cowbell. You're not missing much, but
did you ever go to school with someone who was like 1/64th Cherokee or something?
Yeah, actually, one of the whitest girls I knew.
Same thing.
Which I believe is how it goes.
Like, I swear she used to bring like mayonnaise and white bread sandwiches to school, like super white.
Yeah,
you know,
and tomahawk.
Well, that was for flair, right?
Yeah, well, or practical use.
Yeah, she's gonna butter her bread with it.
Yeah, that's I don't know. You know, I think she was probably right.
You know, listen, I'm not against it, but it goes into the thing of like, hey, I'm one quarter furry, I'm 1/64th Cherokee. At some point, you don't have to keep track of the percentages, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, unless it's something really cool like being a furry.
You know, I know that I'm an old man now, and I think I said it on the last show, but I'm 28 now. And
nice.
At the time of this recording, I feel old compared to everyone on the internet, right?
I'm 26, so I'm with you. We're in the same bracket here.
We would both not get a boat on the Titanic, which means that we're in the same life expectancy bracket.
Oh, is that only women and children?
Women and children, and then I think they went elderly. I think was the pecking order.
Oh, and 1/64th Cherokee or no?
That's and only people with the cowbells, you know.
Well, that might be another, if you're and maybe animals. So then the furry thing would come into, effect.
It comes into play.
Did they prioritize the animals in the Titanic?
Is anybody a scaly?
Oh, that's a dragon folk, right? Dragon,
the people
dragon kin.
There's got to be something for the people that are fish are fish happy, you know, like they're slipperies.
What's the fish? Yeah, the slimers. What's the
or
fish?
Slime. Those are the people that like Ghostbusters too much.
Oh yeah,
The gillies maybe they like they got gills.
Oh yeah, the gillies. I like that. That's pretty good. The merfolk. The mermers. The mermen.
Maybe that's probably the more
Merfans.
accepted vernacular. That's probably the furry fandom that has the most tolerance for them.
Yeah, that's funny. I nothing against furries, whatever. But I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing about the furries. I want to start hearing about the fish.
They're called
The
fishies.
fish, the gillies, the murmurs, the Mummer Day Parade. I want to start hearing about those guys.
I looked it up. They are fishies, and they have fish sonas.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. I don't like fishies. That's too easy. I like
Gillies
is good. Merfolk, freaks.
God.
I like gillies.
Yeah. Listen, it gets real weird when you start having like fur suits that have the genitals on them. That's where I draw the line.
Genitals?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like anatomically correct, like blue dog.
Well, what's the point?
I feel like I know what
that's not your genital. Isn't the whole point that you slip your genital your stuff out?
Listen, I don't know intimately. I'm happy that people can be happy.
Oh yeah.
And do that stuff with other people that really like it. Right? Like I'm really happy for them.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I can't be like I saw someone in their
the logistics
fursuit
here
in Starbucks.
Oh,
that's a life. That's a different kind of life.
Hey, you know what?
Can you imagine writing the name on the side of the cup and being like, furry?
Rex.
Is the blue dog here?
Lucky? Is Lucky here?
Who's a good boy?
Where's Buster?
That's a good name for a dog.
Shoutouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy with it. You know, I've thought about it, and I've given it some time, and yeah, you know what? We're gonna keep this name. You know, we're gonna change it every year, keep him guessing, keep him on his paws, but yeah, I think we're gonna stick with it.
Man, okay, so I want to talk about your new album, which came out. You don't want to talk
about furries anymore?
I think we can circle back.
I thought that's why I came here.
You came here because Kirby absorbs the furry, and then
that's true. The bird power up, a wheel. It's like that's like the movie Rubber. You ever see that with the killer tire? Yeah, classic.
Did you ever see the movie Tusk?
Oh, with the
Justin
dude.
Long.
Yeah, a lot of people used to say I look like him, but no.
Without the mustache, a little bit.
Yeah, you think I look like a Longman?
A little bit without the mustache. With the mustache, you've got North Jersey written all over you.
Oh, that's good. Well, I don't live in North Jersey, but that's good.
Well, you know what? There you go.
I live in Central Jersey, but that doesn't exist apparently.
Well,
it's a South versus North, fucking Civil War situation over here. You
live on the Donna Dixon line.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to school with her. Wait. I was gonna say. Wait, real quick about Justin Long. Someone who said I looked like Justin Long was a woodworker, a woodsman. He was trying to sell me like a cutting board, like a wood.
What position did you find yourself in that you were being sold a fucking cutting board?
We're at the local fair or local. What was it? It was a cranberry festival. That's what it was. The local cranberry festival.
So you have a festival dedicated to cranberries?
In New Jersey, I think they got a festival for each berry. It depends. Each town has their own festival almost. I've been to so many random ass, because they just name fairs after things. They have to do that other places too, but I don't know.
We have garlic fest. We have the garlic festival.
Yeah, there you go. You give me shit for cranberry fest.
Listen,
you got fucking
everyone
Shrek
loves
fest
garlic. Everyone
that's
loves
onions.
Garlic.
Garlic is like the Wario's the garlic. That's like a Wario festival.
I love Wario. Yeah,
Wario fest.
Oh,
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Wario's way underrated. I think Wario's like far and away better than Waluigi and all that.
We're gonna get your Mario Brothers tier list right now.
Yeah, you want my Mario ranking? All right, here we go.
All right, Mario.
I don't
Where
know.
put Mario.
Mario's good. Mario's A tier.
Okay.
Wario's S tier. Wiigi's A tier too. And then fucking Waluigi's F tier because of the memes. But that's also like, I don't know. That was very 2017. I don't know if that's still a thing anymore.
The internet is insatiable. I'm sure it'll come back.
Yeah. So you know what? He might in time he could climb back up the rankings, but for now we'll see. He's off the board right now.
So now, speaking of Waluigi, you had a new album come out.
So Fishies, I had a new album, second album, I guess. Well, not I guess. I mean, it is, and that came out, and I'm real happy with how this one came out.
The name of the album is Overnight Clown Delivery.
Yeah, it's a very it came out on October 29th. It's a very spooky album. It didn't even really mean for it to be, but then like when I putting all the visuals together for it, I guess, and there's this one clown mask that I own that became a real central part of the whole thing. Somehow, mainly just because it's funny, and it made me laugh, and so that kind of became the visual for the album, is this fucking clown in this cardboard box. And that's that. And it's a cool album, I guess. I'm pretty proud of this one. I feel like overall the sound quality is a lot better in my opinion. I feel like I learned a lot of stuff music production wise in the making of this one for sure. And I kind of took a different approach at it too, with kind of trying to do less, or trying to do more with less, and really trying to work on like the texture of each sound instead of with the first album. I kind of just threw a bunch of sounds at the wall, and it kind of had a lot going on, and it got muddy in a lot of cases looking back at it. And this one that was kind of my approach with it. I tried to do more with less, as they say. Right.
More with less, with such instant classics as farting with headphones on.
Yeah, that's especially that one. That's actually probably the craziest one on the record. There is a lot going on with that, but there's a lot of different parts with that. There's like a part that was really inspired by Doom, where it's kind of like a techno metal-ish part, I guess you could describe it. But that one's fun. There's a lot of like breakbeat sections in there, a lot of D&B stuff. So it was fun and a good title. With this one, with the title, it's like the last one. I just picked things that make me laugh. So that was something. Can I explain that, by the way? I just want to explain farting with headphones on. It's like,
please.
Like when you're walking, it really happened to me in college, when you're walking through campus and you got your headphones on and you like squeak out a fart and you can't hear it because you're listening to your music, but it probably makes sound. Like, how do you know it didn't make sound? You know what I mean? Like, you assume it didn't make sound, and who knows, maybe you're outside. I usually would have done it. This situation would usually have taken place outside if this was in my experience. But yeah, it pops out and it probably makes sound, and then someone's walking behind you and then they hear it, and
well, at that point you have to go based on friction.
That's what I'm saying, right. But the friction lies. That's the biggest issue. You can't really tell. It's like a tree falling down in the woods situation. You don't know.
So you could be crop dusting everybody and you really have no idea.
Well, you are crop dusting everyone. That is true. Oh well,
Whether
it
or not it
depends
makes sounds.
if it smells. But yeah, that's true. It is. You are shooting ass particles at people. But whether they know it or not is the whole factor here that the headphones obscure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like self-ignorance or something, you know?
Yeah. It is that. It's you know, you're blocking
willful
yourself
ignorance
off.
is what I was looking for. Yeah. So, last time that you were on, we talked about some of the song titles, and we talked about that one. Talk to me about Michael No Pulp.
Oh, that's just my friend Mike. He has a story. This is like a long time classic gag between my friend group, but he just has a story where his mom called him up and told him to get orange juice. And he said, "Pulp or no pulp?" And she said, "Michael, please, no pulp." Like that. Like it was so, obvious. Like it was so expected. It just, that's always been a classic, funny line between me and my friends. So I wanted to, I sometimes, with the albums, with the song titles, I sometimes try to include, multiple friends, like multiple references, like, so one title will be a reference to one friend, one title will be another, and so, yeah, I wanted to throw them a bone. And then I kind of, made the whole narrative of the album, I tried to tie it into that title a little bit. So then I kind of like created a character named Michael in the fucking narrative of the album, I guess, just because of that line. So that's kind of how that came to be.
What is Jack Pork Bucket?
Oh, that's just a character. I need a character. That was a character from the last album. On the last album, I was doing like heavy narration stuff, trying to tie it all together. Trying to, because I had a story written out. It was very like lofty, that last album. Like, oh, there's a story to it, and oh, there's a whole fantasy world. And so I was trying to like throw that into like bits of the story into the album. And then in this one, I don't really want to do that anymore. Now I just want to make the music and put it out and whatever. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So Jack Pork Bucket was just a character, and I used a sample from this 1990 horror movie called Demon Wind, where this girl says, "Jack, blah, blah, blah," is talking to someone named Jack. So I had to name a character Jack. So, yeah, I guess, I don't know how I came across the last name Pork Bucket, but I don't know. It just fit. So then Jack Pork Bucket was created, and he was a side character in the last album, but now he's more front and center. And him and Michael are the same person. Okay, the lore goes deep.
So Michael, your friend Michael, whose mom said, "Michael, no pulp."
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that. It's almost like I was there.
Yeah.
He's Jack Pork Bucket.
Yeah. In the real world.
In the real world.
Yeah.
So
Jack,
it's like, is Jack Pork Bucket his like metaverse persona?
Yeah, sort of. It's sort of Zuckerberg situation. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, kind of a real Facebook Live situation.
Mm-hmm. I went for a Persona reference there.
Oh,
like the game.
Oh, you weren't going for a.
I wasn't going for Zuckerberg. No, but that
Zuck
works
reference.
Too.
That's true. Do they call it the metaverse in Persona 5?
I think so.
I think they do.
Yeah,
I've been playing it, and I don't remember. But yeah, no, I think you're right.
Or the Mementos or whatever. That's the
right. Yeah. I've been playing that game this whole year. I started in February, and I was keeping up really well with like I was playing it in November, and in game I was in November, and it was really good. That game is so like on, let's say, November 12th in game and then November 12th out of game, like theirs would be on Wednesday and ours would be Tuesday in real life. So we're like 1 day off of the game. Anyways, whatever. But yes, I was keeping up with that. But then I kind of fell off again. So, but I want to catch back up.
Yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to say about the album before we move on?
No. Check it out if you're interested. It's I guess the best way to describe it, it's glitchy, very fast-paced, very hype, I guess you could describe it. You know, some of the it's like my first album's a lot of mixture of genres in there. There's like, you know, drum and bass and like synthwave stuff, jazzy influences, jazzy stuff. The hell else? I have an emo song in there, like just, you know, loud, noisy, hype, fun, interesting, weird, like instrumental-ish music. So yeah, if you're interested in that, check it out. It's Overnight Clown Delivery by Yorkland. It's on everywhere you could listen to things, I think, for the most part.
Yeah, so you can go.
It's on Deezer.
It's on Deezer. It is on Deezer.
It's on Deezer. It's on Snapchat.
Yeah, so if you're interested, you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon, Deezer, wherever you get your favorite music. And that is yorkland.org. You can find merch. You can follow Yorkland. You can buy the album. And you can listen to it wherever you listen to your favorite stuff. I am going to buy it right now.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
I have a Bandcamp account literally just because I bought the last album.
Nice. So every 2 years you can log back into Bandcamp.
You made that 2 years ago.
I guess so. Yeah. Well, in a couple of months it will be. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Time flies. You know, it's funny. It was closer to 2 years ago, but that came out in 2020, and then this one came out in 2021. But it's just the first one was at the beginning of 2020, and this one is like at the end of 2021. So.
Right. I remember you were like trying to you were like rushing to work on it before you went to AGDQ.
Yeah, I wanted to get it out before the year ended, but then like the guy I was going through that mastered it sucked. And he gave me this product, or this final product, like filled with like pops, and just sounded like shit. I don't know what the fuck he did. I mean, it sounded okay, but it was like, yeah, it was popping and sounded shitty. Shout out to that guy. Did not use that guy this time. And I think the mastering actually is a lot better this time, but yeah, no, it's cool. It feels good to. It's not, you know, the first one, when I put out the first one, it was a real, like, I don't know. I held it in too high regard, I feel like. Like, I really, I don't know. I was, like, banking on this thing for some reason. I don't know. I was just really, like, putting everything into this thing and, like, putting so much pressure on myself and, like, really trying to become a musician. And now it's kind of like how I feel with streaming almost, but not really. It's definitely more of a passion than that. But like, yeah, I don't know. Now I'm just making stuff because I like making stuff. I can't stop making music at this point. And that's that really. And I just put it out and I tried to tie it all together, and you know, and I think I liked how this one turned out. A lot better, but that also might be because I wasn't, you know, killing myself over it and like stressing over it, obsessing over it like I was with the first one. But that also comes with just the experience too. You figure out how to do things, and you don't need as much, trial. What's the word? You don't need as much as what's the word? Trial and tribulation? I don't know. Whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand. And I totally hear you. You can't stop making stuff, you know?
Yeah. If it's your passion, if it's your passion, it's your passion.
Got to make something,
and you can't stop. Yep. So
can't stop, won't stop.
But I have been playing some speedrun stuff again recently. I've been trying to get back into Air Ride, and that's been good. That's been real good.
Yeah. I want to pivot to something really quick because I thought this was a funny story between you and I.
Sure.
So, we had STAT 2021. You were huge for that, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to have been. That was really fun.
We were stuck before your run. Like, donations had come to a halt. And it was looking like it was going to be a really rough day. And, like, out of nowhere, you kind of just took control and were like, all right, if I do this, we're doing a hot dog run after this. I think you literally say in the VOD, I haven't talked to anyone about this. We're just going to do it. And
yeah.
If we got to $1,000, and I'm like, okay. And then it happened, which was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
right?
That was awesome. That
or
was
whatever
really
the amount was. And it was just like, we needed that push to keep going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that really set the next like 2 days in motion. It was really big.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah.
So thank you so much for that. That was like, you helped save that day.
Good. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy to do it. That was really fun. That was fun for me too. Just like being able to do a random hot dog run after that. It was just cool. It was a cool experience. It was a cool moment.
Yeah, it was so chill, and that's like honestly that energy of just like doing things different. You know, having things be a little more loose. I know that as an organizer, it would be a nightmare to do. But that's the kind of stuff that I would love to do to be more different from GDQ.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like, if I had my druthers, that's exactly what I would do.
And that is what's kind of great about these smaller online marathons is that you do have that flexibility. It's not like, oh, we got to do this, but like boom, 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 which is how it would be in real life, you know, more like because with people's schedules and whatnot. But yeah, you have more flexibility. You know, you can like... Someone can wait like 10 minutes before their run to do another run real quick. You know, it's pretty cool like that.
And then obviously we have like the best friends ever who like we like bother and ask you guys for so much stuff, you know, and you know, you guys always come through. I mean,
no, it's fun to do it. Yeah.
So after the event, this is the story I wanted to tell. The last podcast we did, I started off by explaining to people that you are like night and day. The way that you are on the mic is like not the person you are in text. And you explain it's like, well, you know, that's not who you are. So I'm going to read for the people the 2 conversations that you and I had. Okay.
Okay.
So before STAT, we didn't get to put Doshin the Giant in. You had submitted Doshin the Giant, which, by the way, is got you written all over it. That is so your bag, right? That is such a fucking bizarre game. It's about a giant. It's like an N64 DD game.
Oh my god! Yeah, it was. Yep.
Where you're Japan a giant only. That plants trees. It's fucking. It's looks
like Pocket God.
Oh god, yeah.
Remember that game? So, that's crazy.
Yeah, right. So I wrote, "Howdy, we're doing a Road to STAT stream on Sunday the 22nd. Do you want to run Doshin the Giant?" And I'd been talking to him, like, you know, we don't talk that often, right, between the shows, but we talk a little bit. And he goes, "We'll be in Portugal still." So I said, "You're going to Portugal?" And you go, "Yeah, my family's from there." That's it. That's the end of the conversation. I'm like, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were from Portugal. Your family was from Portugal.
My grandparents, the folks.
Yeah. You're Portuguese?
Yep, half Portuguese, half Italian, and my grandparents live there. A lot of the family lives there in Portugal. So, like
you
the
speak
Italian
any Portuguese?
Family. No, I try. I've been trying, but it's fucking super hard. I got it. I really have to figure it out more, but I'm trying. When I was there, I was doing a little bit, but yeah, it's fucking hard. I want to. I really want to.
Portuguese looks like Italian and Spanish had a really weird baby.
It is. It's honestly, it feels more like like Spanish and French had a baby.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it's because it's basically Spanish, but you say it's with an accent. Really, it's just Spanish, but the S's are sh, and the O are oo. Basically, that's kind of that's it. Really.
All right, Portuguese for dummies incoming.
Dude, it's hard. It's weird too to like learn it because there's so much. Like most of the stuff out there is for Brazilian Portuguese, which is very different than mainland Portuguese, which is what I would need to know. So, so that's a little difficult.
And then the second conversation that you and I had, I messaged you after. I messaged you after the event. I said, hey, do you want to be on the podcast? Because we're doing some All-Stars episodes. And you said yes. And then I said, awesome. I'm free next weekend. Friday, Saturday, whatever works for you. And ladies and gentlemen, this motherfucker. Saturday, I am getting married. So I don't think that weekend will work. You got married!
All right, listen.
And the way that you told me was, I don't think I can do the podcast that day. Yeah, why is that? I'm getting married that day. You're so nonchalant.
Well, yeah, I mean, what am I gonna say? Like, oh shit.
Well, congratulations on your past nuptials.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. I mean, thank you. But also, you're welcome. Yeah, honestly,
you're welcome.
A lot of times now, I like just saying it flat. I guess I think it's funnier to, and then look, it's created this. It's created this bit. This is great.
Yeah. I saw photos from your wedding. It looked like a lovely time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. It was. Unfortunately, I couldn't do the podcast because of it, but, so it's a little give and take, but, it was a good time, yeah.
When is your wife going to learn that you're secretly a madman? It's because she hasn't been on a podcast with you to see you just, like, creep out of your skin. Like, the clown mask is your first skin that you peeled off.
It's weird because, it is strange. Like, I really do have a persona on the mic, especially when it's just myself. I don't know. I really don't mean to, because, like, outside of that, I am very, like, reserved, I guess. I'm very just, like with her, I'm, I don't talk much because I'm just chilling. Like, I don't have to be on when I'm with her. And then I guess with, when I do stream or I am on the mic, I guess I'm like extra on, but not even, it's not like I'm even trying that hard or anything. It's just funny. Maybe it's the way streaming it is. And it's just like funnier / easier to just like make fun of my chat. I don't know. And I'm able to be louder because of that. I don't know.
It's definitely weird a little bit, right?
It's mischievous.
It's interesting because you go from being like insane. You go from being like an Enigma fireball, right? Like you got shot out of a cannon, out of another cannon, right? Like you go from being like, like the cult of personality Pearstrike, and then when the clock strikes midnight, you revert back into Pumpkin Paul.
Pumpkin Paul.
You are like the dad in Leave It to Beaver. Like you just got your pajamas on, you got your robe on, you're reading your book by candlelight, and your wife's in the twin bed next to you. It's like,
now Wally.
Like, good night. Now Wally.
Oh yeah, and they had separate beds, didn't they? In that one?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Or how the Brady kids didn't have a toilet in their bathroom.
Well, that's unseemly. You don't want to see that.
Yeah, no one wants to see the presence of a toilet. They just six kids are all just like sharing one bathroom.
and the maid.
And the the construction of that house was so bizarre, Alice. The construction of that show is so bizarre. That house is that you go up the stairs and there's a room where 3 boys live. Down the hall there's a room where the 3 girls are, and in between those 2 rooms is a bathroom that is only accessible by their bedrooms.
Oh shit, that's a good point.
It's really weird. It makes for like this like interesting like way to direct the show, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, oh. And then the whole time they have the attic and that's where Greg moves up there and I'm like, oh.
Who's Greg? Is that
Greg.
Alice's boyfriend or something?
No, Greg is the oldest.
Oh, Greg. Oh, that's right.
Greg, yeah.
Wait, let me see it. Okay, let's see if I got him. All right, we got Jan and Marcia.
Okay.
Oh, what
2.
the fuck's the little one? I'll go back to her. I think
Okay,
it's
we're
like
coming
Cindy.
back
Oh,
there.
is it Cindy?
It is Cindy, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, then we got Greg.
Greg.
We got Greg. Fuck. What are the other two? Bobby? Is there a Bobby?
Bobby's the youngest, yeah.
Bobby's a young. Oh, the middle one's like fucking Mike or something, right? What's the middle one?
I don't. Peter.
Peter. All right. That wasn't that bad. That was better than I thought it would be.
Do you know the names of the parents for bonus points?
Oh, fuck no. Not even close. Mom and Dad.
Carol and Mike.
Yeah. Oh, Mike. See, there we go. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Shout out to Florence Henderson, the mom from that show.
Oh yeah.
Also, shout out to Maureen McCormick.
Alice.
No, that's
what?
That was Marsha. Yeah.
I remember she was in something in like this. I think I was watching some 80s horror movie and she was in it. It was something recent, more recent than that show. And I was like, what the fuck? It's Marsha.
Alice Nelson was Ann B. Davis.
Oh. See, that's cool. I had TV Land growing up. That's all I had. So we didn't have cable really. So I didn't have cartoons. So I watched a shitload of these older shows. Brady Bunch was never really my bag though. I didn't really like that one that much.
All right, what was your go-to Friday
Munsters.
night? The Munsters?
Munsters. That was my favorite one. But that one wasn't on all the time. Mostly it was like the shitty ones like fucking Green Acres. And they played a lot of Green Acres. They played
a shit ton of Green Acres with, is it Ava Gabor?
That sounds familiar, yeah. I think so.
I think that's Ava Gabor was because her sister is Zsa Zsa.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Zsa Zsa. Wow.
Yeah. Zsa Zsa Gabor.
There was a lot of I Dream of Jeannie. I like that one though. And I Love Lucy. Those were both fine. But yeah, the Munsters was the best. Mr. Ed was really good. That was an A-tier one.
Yeah. Mr. Ed, ladies and gentlemen, is a show about a talking horse.
Yeah, fucking Wilbur. They smeared fucking peanut butter on his top of his mouth to make him talk all the time. I'm pretty sure.
Also, Ava Gabor was in the Aristocats, and she was in The Rescuers.
Oh shit, The Rescuers is probably like my favorite Disney movie, I think.
There you go.
That was my favorite one growing up. I fucking love that one.
Fun fact about the Munsters. Do you know who played Herman Munster?
Oh fuck, what's his name? Al? It's Al something, isn't it?
It's Fred Gwynn.
Oh, Fred Gwynn.
And Fred Gwynn, his final role was the Judge Chamberlain Haller in My Cousin Vinny.
Oh shit!
That's fucking Herman Munster right there.
Wow, that's crazy. That's awesome. Yeah.
Also, shout out if you can find it. Car 54, Where Are You? Really good. This is other show.
I've never seen that.
He's in Pet Sematary too, isn't he?
Oh, is he the old dude in Pet Sematary?
He's Judd in Pet Sematary.
Is that the old dude in the house? Like he's in it's like the other house. I don't know how to explain it. I haven't seen that in a while. I didn't like that one that much. I'm not a Pet Sematary nut.
I'm not a horror guy at all,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Honestly, I'm going on the record. Fuck Stephen King. I hate Stephen King. I think he's a hack. I think he's a hack. Yeah, I think he's a hack. I think his movies are his books are sex pervert bullshit. I think he's a freak. I don't like him.
Okay.
I don't like him. I think he sucks.
So, you know how there are people out there that like say that they hate the Beatles, right?
Yeah.
But like the Beatles secretly are like 4 different bands over the course of 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because you can play that very heavily inspired by black music at the time, like rhythm and blues style.
Sure,
right?
Yep.
And then you have like the I mean, there's nothing like what they did on Sgt. Pepper's, right? Like that's
sure.
its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
The band they were after that, it's so interesting because that's when you have George like really coming into his own as like a songwriter.
Was that White Album era?
At post-White Album. So
okay.
What is the one that comes out? Let It Be?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then that's the album.
Abbey Road, maybe.
I don't remember the album that comes out when they do, what's the album that has, Don't Let Me Down on it?
Abbey Road?
No. Abbey Road.
When's Abbey Road?
Hang on. Let's look it up so we don't... There's someone listening to this.
On Spotify. Yeah, I'm not a huge Beatle nut. I just like I like White Album.
White Album's interesting. So they have like it's weird because they used to have like different releases in like the US versus like the UK.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, Abbey Road was pretty late. I think Let It Be was their last album.
Oh.
And Let It Be has Let It Be has I, Me, Mine, Let It Be, Maggie May, Get Back, Dig a Pony. Where is wait a minute. Is Don't Let Me Down on Abbey Road?
All I'm saying is you better not equate Stephen King to the Beatles because
no, I'm saying
just
no.
wrong.
What my point was, the people say they hate the Beatles. I'm like, yeah, but you're saying you hate all 4 of those like different bands,
different eras. Yeah, you know, yeah.
And it's 4 different sounds. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I hear
are you saying you hate like Shawshank? And
I hear
you hate Under the Dome? Like I hate Under the Dome. Right?
You know, I guess it's, yeah, you know what? I think that's fair. I hate weird sex pervert, like Cat Eye and It. I hate that Stephen King. But I do really like Cujo, and I like, Misery a lot. So, you know, I don't hate all of his work. I hate him. How about that? This is getting personal. Me and Stephen King, if I see you in the fucking supermarket, supermarket from The Mist, I'm gonna send you out to the. I'm gonna sacrifice you like you did that one guy, the army guy. They sacrificed him because of the weird cult.
Are you aware that you made an album in which the iconography of it is basically, if not directly inspired by, maybe peripherally inspired by, It by Stephen King?
Listen, the name It the Clown, that's one song. Okay, that's named It the Clown. I'll give him that.
It's a clown mask in a box.
I'll give him that. But the clown mask is from Killer Clowns, a better movie than any that he has ever had anything to do with. So,
what the fuck is Killer Clowns?
You never seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
You're starting to fucking lose me.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's the Killer Clowns. Both of them start with a K, so it's like Killer Clowns from Outer Space with Ks.
The fucking tagline for this movie is it's crazy.
Look up some stills. It's one of the best. Oh my god, it's one of the best 80s horror movies ever. It's unbelievably wacky.
Gun?
Yeah, so they basically, it's like wacky horror. That's the kind of shit I love. And so basically it's like they do every clown / circus / fair carnival bit that you could imagine. Like they kill a guy with a popcorn gun, they kill a guy with cotton candy, they kill someone with like hand puppets. What the oh yeah, they cocoon people in cotton candy to bring them back to their spaceship. What the fuck? What else are some of the ways that they kill people? I think balloons. I think they do a balloon bit. Oh, don't they kill people by pieing them in the face? I think they kill people like that. Anyway, it's
Are you asking me?
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, because it's like anything you could think of is basically what they do in the movie. The movie's just unbelievably fun and wacky and creative and like and just insane and has amazing visual effects and makeup and costumes. And that's what that mask is from. It's the big clown from Killer Clowns. So, yeah. so you know, it's not Pennywise, Tim Cook. What's the fucking guy? Tim Curry. What if Tim Cook played Pennywise? It would be a much different world that we lived in.
A little bit, yeah. You're talking about the Apple CEO?
Yeah.
If he played Pennywise?
Yeah,
and
what if
Tim Curry was the CEO of Apple?
Now that I would like, yeah. That's a company I could get behind.
Man, I feel really bad for Tim Curry. He had a stroke and now he's like...
Oh, really?
Yeah, a while ago too, yeah.
Fuck, I didn't know that. That's awful.
Yeah. Really, really low, I think pretty low quality of life, you know, compared to like, you know, being Tim Curry.
So back to furries, like, so...
Why do we keep going back to furries?
No.
Do you remember when The Fog came out at the same time that The Mist came out?
Oh, the remake, the Fog remake?
Yeah, they like were on DVD at the same time.
Yeah, I think I never saw the Fog remake, but I do remember being a kid and thinking about that, yeah. Because I did see The Mist at the time, and I hated it because of the ending.
I don't remember the plot of The Fog.
The Fog, well, the original, the 80s movie, and I assume the remake is similar, but basically they live on like a shore town, and a slow fog creeps in, and then out of the fog, like these fucking killer like swamp men. They're like dock workers that drowned basically, and they come out of the fog and start killing the townspeople and stuff like that. Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. She falls in love with Tom Atkins.
The 80s one, the John Carpenter one.
The 80s. Yep, the 80s one. And I believe that's what it. Oh yeah, someone works at a lighthouse. That's a big thing. The fog comes from off the sea, so it's kind of like a Flying Dutchman deal.
It's like a pirate movie.
Yeah, it's like the fog comes in, and so does the evil, nasty, swampy seamen. You know what I mean?
I'm glad that the way that you pronounced it was you said Seaman.
Seaman. Like the Sega game.
Yeah.
I should speedrun that.
You should.
I've never even played that, though.
What's the dolphin game on the Sega? Echo the Dolphin?
Oh, Echo the Dolphin. That's my wife's favorite game.
Is it?
Yep, I just asked her this recently. Yeah, it's her favorite game.
Your wife's favorite game is Echo the Dolphin?
Yeah, Echo the Dolphin for the Sega Genesis. Epic.
I don't know why that's so funny.
It's fucking awesome.
There's a part of it where it's like, did you ever play another game? My professor in college, I had him for like basically my whole major. He was like the head of the department, and he said when his daughter was a little girl, he took her to the movies. We were like in a film class, and he took her to the movies, and she left, and she goes, "That's the best movie I ever saw." It was the first movie she ever saw. And then it was like, I don't know, it was some fucking like All Dogs Go to Heaven or something. And then the second movie she goes to see, "That's the best movie I ever saw."
Hey,
right? It's the second movie. Third movie.
She didn't lie.
It's the best movie I ever saw. And then he took her again, and she goes, "That movie was okay."
The streak ended right there.
The streak ended, right? It's just like, no, I'm pretty sure I like that other movie better.
So she peaked. The third movie she saw was the best movie she saw.
Yeah, and then she never saw anything better. She stopped watching movies because nothing could recreate the high.
Nothing could beat All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Is there any movie you're looking forward to to coming out? Because I think we didn't talk about this last time, but you do like a lot of those like letterbox review type things.
Yeah, it's fun. I like. I got a letterbox hat now. It's hype. I like.
Do you wear the hat when you type out your review?
No, I only wear it out in public so people could see how much of a film expert I am. And then they know not to talk about Marvel movies to me because I'll be like, yeah, well, I just saw a A24 art house movie about a lamb that gets kidnapped. No, not really. Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, just the letterbox thing. It's just fun. I like writing stupid little fucking 1-sentence reviews of shit I watched. It's just fun. But, yeah, as far as things coming out, I guess I don't care at all about the new Spider-Man, but I'll see it. Cause
you don't care at all about it?
I not really. Like, I think it's cool. I like what they're doing, but I don't really care about Spider-Man anymore. I don't know what's happened to me. Spider-Man used to be my favorite growing up. And I still read comics. Every week I get, the new comics, but I just... One, I can't get into the current Spider-Man comics. Also, like, and then plus these Tom Holland movies I don't really like, and like it's cool that we'll probably get Tobey back because I do like those. Those are like the only Spider-Man movies I like is the first two Sam Raimi ones. But yeah, I don't know. I just Spider-Man has lost his velour to me. I'm just not that interested in it anymore.
One of the things I like about the new Spider-Man movies, the way that it fits so well into the MCU, I really think that Tom Holland gives us the best Spidey, that like young naivete,
I agree,
figuring out the world, where I think that, Tobey Maguire probably gave us the best Peter Parker.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I think those movies are just better. Like the Sam Raimi movies just have so much more character and to them, and like are just better constructed movies, I feel. But yeah, I agree where Tom Holland is like the best Spider-Man for sure.
Yeah, I get that vibe. I don't know what to make of Andrew Garfield.
No,
like those movies, those movies are a problem that I really can't reconcile in my mind. But I don't know that it's his fault. Right.
That's a good point. I've never even seen them, like any of them.
So, like, okay, of all the villains in all the movies, right? So the first ones we have Green Goblin went right for the big one right off the top.
Sure.
Right. And then like Willem Dafoe, brilliant performance. James Franco, great.
Yeah.
Pre going to get his poetry degree, James Franco, I might add.
Oh.
Yeah. He stopped doing work for like 8 years to do that. So, great stuff.
Took him 8 years to get a poetry degree.
Hey, listen, man,
I don't know about all that. I don't know if that was a good decision. Yeah.
Doc Ock.
Great.
Played by
Alfred.
Yeah.
What's his last name? Molina.
Great. Fantastic. All right. Then we start doing too much. Mm-hmm. Because the villain in the third one is Sandman plus...
Oh, yeah.
Hobgoblin?
Yep.
Which is James Franco. Venom?
Yep.
And it's like, too many villains. It's just too... There's just too much to sift through. I think that they needed to wrap up the Uncle Ben grief thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta kind of put in Sandman. The Venom thing is like, maybe they wanted to do something else with it at the time, but it didn't really feel like it was gonna go anywhere.
The Venom thing is its own movie. Like, there's just no reason why that should have been in the same movie.
And it kind of makes it all a muddled mess.
Yep.
And then... it's just very silly. And then the James Franco thing is weird. So then they go back in Amazing Spider-Man, the first one, they kind of tease at the Green Goblin, but that the son is going to be the Green Goblin or whatever, right? Or the Hobgoblin, whatever they're going to do with it.
Okay.
The first movie, it's all about Lizard. And this, thread line that Peter Parker's dad had discovered something and was on the run. And, what could that be? Right? Because we never hear about Peter Parker's dad. And so it's okay, cool, right? Fine. That's why he lives with Uncle Ben. All right, so Lizard's okay. I mean, I love Gwen Stacy.
For sure.
Gwen Stacy is the best part of those movies.
Yeah. Is that Emma Stone?
Yes.
Nice.
Peak Emma Stone.
Yeah, it's true.
And then you have Rhino. You have Paul Giamatti Rhino.
Paul Giamatti is Rhino?
I joke about that. I think he might have been.
If so, that's fucking amazing.
He looked like Paul Giamatti.
Holy shit.
Hang on.
I'm not drinking the fucking Merlot, Vulture.
Yeah, he played the Rhino in the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Fuck?
He's a man in a rhino suit.
See, that's bullshit. I would pay it's good money to see Paul Giamatti in a tight rhino outfit.
No.
Tight, muscled rhino suit.
This movie, the second one came out in 2014, post-Avengers, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what Jamie Foxx...
Yeah, so Jamie Foxx is Electro.
That one's bad, yeah.
And the dubstep music when he's attacking. Right?
Oh yeah, I think I saw that clip. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
And then oh yeah, they have fucking these are your dead parents, Peter. They have Paul Giamatti as Rhino. They have Sally Field as May, Aunt May. Right? Here's the thing. They were trying so hard to set up. They were trying so hard to set up a Sinister Six movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
In one movie, they wanted to do that. Right? They have Rhino. They have they're really going for it. And they got Green Goblin. And they did the Death of Gwen Stacy arc.
Yeah.
He stopped her from the fall, which killed her kind of thing.
Yeah.
And blew the load on that moment, right? So it's okay. But then the MCU Spider-Mans went with, I thought Lizard was cool, but I'm I don't know that you could make a Lizard movie. I don't know that that's transferable to the audience in the same way.
I think there's a good amount of Lizard material that they could probably do something.
They had a lot of material, but are people going to buy tickets? Do people know who the Lizard is?
I think so, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
So then they did the Vulture. And I said the same thing about the Vulture.
But yeah, I mean, people know Lizard over the fucking Vulture.
Right. Okay, fair enough. But the Vulture, they didn't do the Vulture. They did something else. They made the Vulture this family man instead of a scientist with a suit.
Yeah.
And they totally humanized him. All of the people in the MCU Spider-Man movies are human.
Yeah.
Right? Even Mysterio, I mean, he's a douche nozzle, but he's a human. He's going through some stuff. He had his technology kind of named Barf or something by Tony Stark, and then it's oh, I'm trying to get back what's mine. Right? Mysterio was a good villain. They didn't do Mysterio either.
Was Hydro in that too?
No.
Was it just Mysterio? Isn't there a big water man in that? I never saw that one.
They're illusions.
Oh.
Spoiler. But also they had the Shocker. You want to talk about reaching down deep for these one comic villains, these one-issue arcs, where it's the Shocker is terrorizing downtown Manhattan.
Well, Shocker was a Sinister Six guy.
Yeah, but the way that he's used is that they treat him like that. He's relegated to a Vulture henchman.
Is he in Far From Home? Or is he in the first one?
He was in the first one with Vulture.
Homecoming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's just a henchman, that's right.
I'm the Shocker, I shock people.
Yeah. Well, they're probably going to do Sinister Six again for this one, so I guess they might have to bring him back.
Do they have to do a Sinister Six? Can't they just be
I don't think they should, but They probably will. And I mean, I guess this makes the most sense because Sinister Six, in Spider-Man comics, he's always against a bunch of fucking dudes, or like a lot of the time. So it makes sense. And it makes sense in the comics because all those characters, you know, they're already introduced earlier in the comic, and you can't do that in a movie because it's just not long enough. So I guess if they were to do a Sinister Six, maybe, well, this is going to be the last one, so this would be their last chance. I guess it would work because there has been enough movies, there has been enough failed Spider-Man movies at this point that a lot of these characters have been introduced, and we do know Alfred Molina's, you know, Doc Ock and fucking Willem Dafoe Green Goblin. So now I guess it kind of, you could do it now. Whether you should or not, that's another thing, but like whether they have like an interesting enough story with it, that's another thing. Especially introducing the fucking Spider-Verse multiverse situation into it too, and all that, and like introducing Andrew Garfield, you know, bringing them into it, and I feel like they'll probably do a Miles Morales thing since what's his face is done, Tom Holland, and it's just like that's so much. That's like that's just so much again. It's like they're just doing so much. It's too much.
Yeah. Like,
but we'll
at
see. Could work.
At some point, though, this is what I try to think of. I love Westerns. I love Westerns. I love John Wayne, the actor, quote-unquote actor. I love, you know, Clint Eastwood. I love John Ford, the director, right? I love everything about those movies, and I will watch them, right? I love watching them. At one point, they stopped making Westerns. They went down to like one a year, if you're lucky.
Yeah. Now you just get Tarantino's.
Now you just get like random stuff, you know? Like, the last great Western was like Unforgiven.
Oh, yeah. You ever seen Bone Tomahawk? That's an insane movie.
No, I haven't seen Bone Tomahawk.
I don't know if that's a Western. It kind of is. It's a cowboy movie. Kind of.
So,
anyways,
you know,
that's a good one.
There's been stuff, like they had like a 3:10 to Yuma movie, they had a True Grit movie in 2010, you know, they did Django Unchained in 2013. Yeah. He did The Hateful Eight, right? Yeah. I love Westerns. At some point, the Westerns stopped coming out. And then all that you have is all of the Westerns that were ever made. At some point, and it's hard to see it when you're in it, like, we don't get musicals anymore. Musicals were like a third of what Hollywood made for a long time. Now we get like one musical a year, and only if it's going to be like an Oscars darling. Like, we only get a musical if it's going to be La La Land.
La La Land,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, at some point in the future, again, it's hard to see it when you're in it right now, they're not going to make superhero movies anymore. We'll go back to getting like what we used to, like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. You know, like, all right, you're going to get a gritty, like, you know, dark, why do you want to kill me? You know.
Maybe.
Like, you know,
who knows?
Where's Harvey?
A world with no MCU, which the way they're starting this phase 4 is like, holy shit, that's... I saw, you see Eternals? That was the worst piece of shit I've seen in so long. Holy shit. It felt longer than the Snyder Cut, dude. What the fuck?
Okay, hang on. Before I start this conversation about the Eternals,
you better not be an Eternals fan. There's going to be spoilers. I swear to God.
No, listen. There's going to be spoilers if you haven't seen the Eternals, okay? To the audience.
Okay.
I'm also saying that I'm careful when I give criticism of this movie because I like all of the other stuff that they did. I like that they had, you know, the gay couple. I like that they had the deaf woman. I like having actors that are not just white dudes.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
I like all that stuff. Now, here's the reason I disclaim all that, Paul. Because when you start having the conversation about why the Eternal sucks, you get these guys in the back who's like, yeah, I fucking hate black people. It's like, no. I don't like the movie's plot. I love Kumail Nanjiani, and then Kumail's like, you guys are just all racist. That's why you don't like it, because you're racist. It's like, no.
It's a movie
They
shit.
hate it.
That's such
They
a cop
hate
out.
it.
I fucking hate that. They did that with the 2016 Ghostbusters. That's like it's a shitty movie. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
yeah, I thought that Kristen Wiig was the best part of that movie.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. I never saw it, so I don't know. But yeah.
You know, like, it's only like the original Ghostbusters. We're getting really deep now, but I promise we're gonna get back. The original Ghostbusters worked not because it was 4 dudes in jumpsuits chasing ghosts. It wasn't a ghost movie. It was those 4 guys movie, right? It's a Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray. You know, what's the other guy's name?
Ernie Hudson.
No.
Oh, Igor. Fuck, not Igor. Egon.
Yeah.
What's the fuck's his name? Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis. I get him and Sam Raimi mixed up, and I don't know why. Anyway,
Harold Ramis.
It was Harold Ramis. Harold Ramis and company. It was a them movie, right? This new one was trying to be a Melissa McCarthy movie about ghosts. That was never gonna work.
Sure.
But I loved Kristen Wiig in it. She was really funny. I like the characters in it, but it just wasn't, you know. So that's why I like to have that disclaimer. I like all the inclusivity. I like seeing people that don't look like me on the screen. I like seeing movies about different cultures. I like that stuff. I'm the audience for this movie. It's not that I didn't like that stuff. Exactly. And I didn't mean to exclude you there.
No, I know. I'm just agreeing because, like, I am so specifically the audience. I like the current Eternals comic books, which is all these main characters. I started reading because this movie was coming out. I was like, all right, let me get into this. And it's fucking really good. It's really good. Oh my God.
And Chloe Zhao, who's the director, is
that's
a
another
huge
thing.
Eternals fan.
And I love Nomadland. I haven't seen anything else from her.
I love Nomadland,
admittedly, but I really like Nomadland too. So that was another reason, like, going into this. If anyone, yeah, exactly. If anyone was the fucking main audience for that, it should have been us. And it's like,
it's
holy
fucking
shit.
Crazy. So now that I've disclaimed that, because I want to be clear, because sometimes you get locked in with these people who you don't agree with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to agree with this person.
Yeah,
so now that we've given the disclaimer, here are the spoilers. Fuck that fucking piece of shit. Oh my God. I almost fell asleep. My head was killing me. I sat next to a guy in the theater and took his fucking shoes off. Okay? He took his shoes off with his fucking socks and stood in the chair and looked around. And then he kept playing with his fucking flashlight. He had this flashlight with him.
Why'd he stand on the... What?
He was fucking out of his mind, bro.
He was bored.
Anyway, and he was more interesting than the movie. So, I'm going to tell you where they lost me, okay? I'm going to tell you where they lost me, and I'm going to do it by kind of going through the beginning of the plot. So, again, this is your last warning. This is spoilers about the Eternals. Okay, they're from ancient times. They came. They are from another planet. They are here to fight the Deviants. Okay, no problem. Makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. Okay, now we're in present day. And they're scattered and we don't know why. Okay, I think the storytelling of going backward and forward kind of lost me. Especially because they only do it for the first act, right?
Sure, yeah.
Once they introduce all the characters. I thought some of the characters were really interesting. I like Gilgamesh a lot. I liked, what's her name? Angelina Jolie was in the movie. She was good. Salma Hayek was really good. You know,
I gotta say, Angelina Jolie was half asleep that entire movie. I swear to God.
Yeah, but her character is that character. Like, that's the role they wanted her to portray. Not that that's who she is in the comics, but that's That's the role they wanted her to do on screen. This kind of half-asleep killer.
Yeah, I guess. I just was like, where's the acting here?
No acting. But she was okay. She was all right. She wasn't. She didn't take away from it.
No one else was any better. So, yeah, exactly. They were all on this same low bar of like, hey, we're here to make. I'm here to get my paycheck.
Kumail and his manager were the best part of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, and I usually like all the forced comedy in the Marvel movies. It's like, oh my god. But when they showed up, it's like, oh my god. There's enjoyment here. It's like, oh my god, I forgot what joy was. This has been the fucking dullest look at paint dry movie, and then it's like, oh my god, humor. Holy shit.
Breath of fresh air. So this is where the movie lost me. So they're gathering the Eternals. The leader is dead. The Deviants are back. We don't know really why. Right? We're trying to figure it out. And then they're like, I need to talk to Erishram. And he's like, this dude's just like, well, why don't you just talk to him? Okay. She goes out in the field and she tries to talk to him. He goes, okay, listen. He's a fucking billion-foot tall space god. He's a space robot that creates life. And he's like, okay, I'm going to tell you your real mission. Here's the deal. We made the Deviants to do the job that we made you to do. They didn't do a great job because they evolved and became apex predators. So we made you to beat the Deviants to make sure to carry out this mission. That mission is to create a planet with a teeming enough life force to give birth to another Celestial, which is another billion-foot tall space robot that will make life on other planets.
Yeah.
And that was the mission the whole time, and you better do it. Also, you're robots, because I wasn't going to let you evolve like I let the Deviants evolve. Also, it's going to blow up tomorrow. And it's because they undid the snap. And, yeah, so after you come back, we'll do it all over again, and I'll wipe your memories. Okay, bye. That is the most convoluted bullshit story I could have imagined. That does literally nothing. Because it's a giant robot that, when it comes out of the Earth, will destroy the Earth. There is no other option, right? It will destroy the Earth.
Yeah.
The stakes for this movie were too high. It had... You knew that they weren't going to destroy the Earth. Because, guess what? We know there's 30 other fucking movies!
Right.
We know that! You know, we know there's movies that come after this. So the stakes are too high.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, of course there's no fucking way. Like, we know that they're gonna figure it out. And then, you're left with like 3 Eternals left. One of them turns into a human at the end, which I don't really understand how. And then the other, there's 6 of them. 4 of them are dead. 3 of them are dead. One of them's a human. 3 of them go off into outer space. They meet fucking Star Fox.
Yeah, that was hype.
That was hype.
Now, yeah, Pip the Troll, dude.
Patrick Oswalt as Pip the Troll.
Holy shit, that was the worst CGI, but whatever. Oh my god, the visual effects is another thing. But yeah, no, I get that. But that's kind of like how all these Marvel movies are. They all are like extremely high stakes. I mean, because that's just how comic books are. Like, we got to save, superhero comic books anyways. Like, oh, we got to save the world from this thing that's about to kill everybody. And we all know that's not going to happen. But yeah.
Right. But like Spider-Man, I'm going to steal a plane. Right. Yeah. Or I'm trying to cause a terrorist attack. Those are things that a human being could possibly stop.
Yeah. Right? Well, Spider-Man's the one, exception. He's, the only one in this MCU that's actually grounded. But then even him, that's a good example because then for his movie, the Far From Home movie, that was right after the Thanos stuff.
Yeah.
Or in between the snap. So it's like, oh, well, obviously, they're all going to come back. And
yeah, exactly.
Whatever. Or that was already announced. That's what it was. That was already announced to come after Endgame. So it's like, oh, well, obviously they're coming back because we saw him, stink it.
Imagine. So I remember. I don't remember if you remember this, but before, right when the new Spider-Man trailer came out for the second movie, it was Tom Holland in the beginning was like, listen. This has huge Endgame spoilers in it. If you haven't seen Endgame, you better see it right now. Don't watch this trailer if you haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
And then the first line in the movie is like, I can't believe he's gone. Giant mural of Tony Stark.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. But it's like, even just the existence of the movie spoils Endgame. So it's like, yeah, that's
a
just...
little bit. Black Widow didn't do that.
Yeah, you know? I guess, yeah. But, I mean, we knew this was, like... There is no Spider-Man story before Endgame, you know what I mean? It's not like they could do a
Vulture too.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Vulture Origins when he's just that family man.
Vulture Origins.
But yeah, that's just how Marvel is nowadays. It's exactly how you explained with this Eternal movie. That's like common fare now, and it's just like, man. I mean, and that's kind of how they've always been, and that's why people are and have been, you know, getting sick of it all. I felt like
the shows recently, the TV shows that they've made, those stakes are really appropriate.
Yeah, and they're appropriate with, well, you know, those are kind of world ending too, like Loki and WandaVision. It's all always end of the world.
Loki starting that whole thing. Like, starting, like, you know, Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
Like, that will have huge implications. But Scarlet Witch wasn't that crazy. It kind of ascended her to a different tier of power. Because now she's actually the Scarlet Witch and not, like, whatever cucked thing she was before.
Right.
I make spirit fingers with my hands. Dude, literally, except that one time where she almost ripped Thanos apart, like, she was basically like a magician.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Like, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was appropriate.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't even remember what they were doing in that movie. Stopping super soldiers?
Yeah, I didn't even. I watched the first couple episodes.
Who were terrorists?
Stopped watching it. I was not into that.
And then... Hawkeye feels really good. Like, that's like the right amount of stakes for Haley Steinfeld. Fun fact, was in True Grit.
Oh.
Yeah. But
she's a cowboy.
She was the little cowgirl, yeah.
Didn't WandaVision have big stakes? I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like it had standard fair Marvel stakes, like, where the government comes in, it's like, oh, this town can fucking change reality, you know, like, if we don't stop her, she's gonna change reality and fuck up the world.
I think that was also to introduce mutants, which I think it'll do. But the world didn't end. You know, like, the stakes are high for this little town in Jersey. But
in Jersey, shout out.
The Earth didn't get ripped in half by a giant hand monster, like it did in the Eternals.
I guess, yeah.
Also, 100% they're setting up like Avengers Mountain or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it is in the current Avengers comic. Is they live in the celestial hand thing like that.
Yeah,
or that's their headquarters, whatever. But.
Well, we should start thinking about wrapping up. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about before we go?
Fuck Eternals. Fuck Stephen King. No, I don't know. What else? No, that's really it.
You were pro Gillies or pro Fishies.
Yeah, pro Gillies. Okay, if Fishies change their name to Gillies, I'm all on board. But as of now, I'm on the fence. Sure. All the other furry races, though, I'm cool with them. But you know, Gillies would be my favorite one if they had the better name. But unfortunately, that's not the case. What other? Let's think of one more furry race to end off on here. So we got scalies, fishies. Is there an avian, a bird situation? Featheries.
Featheries?
Yeah, fluff.
Yo, we said that at the same time. Beakers.
Beakers. I like that. Shouts Muppets. We'll end it on this. What bird would you fuck?
What?
What? You're not a beaker?
No, I'm actually afraid of birds.
Oh, so you wouldn't fuck any of them?
No, I would pick. You know what? A bald eagle. Go America or go home.
That's true. That's a powerful.
It's the most patriotic thing that you can do.
What about, you know what? I'm picking. That's a good pick. I'm gonna pick the dodo bird because it's the rarest. It doesn't even exist.
So rare it doesn't exist.
So I'll bring it back to bone it and then send it back off to the way of the dinosaurs. That's amazing. That's very rare. Very special. No one else can do that.
Fuck it back to the Stone Age.
Fuck it out of existence. So some eternal shit.
On that note, all right, Paul, thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. You can follow my guest today on Twitter. That's twitter.com/Pearstrike. Pear as in the food, PEAR, and strike, STRIKE, all one word. You can follow him on Twitch, twitch.tv/Pearstrike, spelled the same way.
Yes.
You can follow Yorkland on Twitter. That's at York, YORK_land, LAND. You can go check out where you can get the album, buy it on Bandcamp, all those places, and get your official Yorkland and Overnight Clown Delivery merch. That's yorkland.org. And you can go on YouTube. That's youtube.com/Pearstrike. And you can go speedrun.com/user/Pearstrike to see all of Paul's great runs. I think I plugged everything that you have to plug. Your accolades. Yeah.
I cannot think of anything else. I think that's every social media account I've ever owned.
Well, I gotta say, it was, as always, a pleasure to have you on. I can't wait to hear the next episode of Paul and Kev.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Yep.
Yeah, probably tomorrow, honestly. I don't know. It's a weekly thing, so it'll be soon.
So weekly. You're just 1,000 weeks away.
Yep. We got a lot of catching up to do, but
you got to make up for lost time.
Sure. But thanks for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you everybody for listening. Continue to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors' kids. They have little fingers. They have a hard time pushing the buttons. And we will see you next week with another great guest.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.